One Punch Man chapter 218, titled Just Getting Started, and here Saitama battles AMAI Mask, kinda, or like AMAI Mask attacks him in front of everybody. As we saw at the end of the last chapter, AMAI Mask had finally taken out Pesky Clown before Saitama arrived. But now all of the crowd is witnessing this huge, ugly monster of AMAI Mask, and they're quite terrified. But Saitama stands in between them both. And for our cover page here today, we got a colored chibi Saitama. I really like this for whatever reason. It's just kind of cute. I don't usually like the chibi stuff, but I really like this one of Saitama. Maybe it's just a different cover than we usually get. It's no Tatsumaki or Fubuki. It's not a cool image of Saitama. It's actually pretty unique for the series to get something like that. So the last time Saitama and AMAI Mask met, they were in the Ferris wheel, and AMAI Mask wanted to turn him into this shining star of a hero for the world to see, basically All Might. And Saitama at that point was kind of annoyed by AMAI Mask. He just wanted to get out of there, and as he's telling him now, turns out you're actually a pretty cool guy. And AMAI Mask kind of cracks a smile because he's like, this is perfect. You remember our conversation. If you're going to become this shining star hero, then take this opportunity right now and kill me. If you kill me right here, it will give birth to this ideal hero, and my mission will be complete. So he's really thinking on a larger scale here and thinking more about humanity and the greater good. And it turns out that most of his motivations are actually very genuine. But he says, take a good look, it's too late for me. I can't turn into that shining star hero. Look at me, everybody knows how I look, and all of the onlookers are terrified. So just please, I can never have this role. You can, but I cannot. My career's over, please just kill me. And Saitama forms a fist, and he just taps AMAI Mask on the chest, and he says, you're just getting started. So Saitama wants to save AMAI Mask. He can see through him. He knows he has actually a good heart, even though he has this kind of tough guy hero attitude when he was in his humanoid looking form. And it turns out that was all a front. He kind of wants people to dislike him because, he's actually a monster, and they'll never come to terms with how he actually looks. But if Saitama won't do it, then he's gonna force Saitama's hand. And so in front of everybody, he could attack Saitama and force Saitama to kill him, and then his objective is still complete. And then we get this just wicked awesome panel here of AMAI Mask grabbing onto Saitama. I love this shot so much. You can feel the power and ferocity of AMAI Mask, but you also kind of feel that immovable object of Saitama in the same image. So just super cool shot. Nice little comical shot here. Saitama peeking his eyeball out of this huge massive fist squashing his head. So he's gonna put on a show here, yelling, I'm gonna crush your head if you don't fight back. He really wants Saitama to just finish him off and kill him right here. He knows how strong Saitama actually is. He knows Saitama could easily take him out in a single punch, and he's trying to force his hand while also putting on a show in front of all the onlookers so that they'll see Saitama as this incredible hero once he destroys the monster. But Saitama says, hold on tight. And then he kind of squats and flexes. Look at those leg muscles, bro. Dang, man. My boy does not skip leg day. It's crazy how Saitama has this kind of skinny figure, but when Murata wants, he puts the sleeper build in, Homeboy's muscles just look like they're made out of stone. And he's gonna blast off with AMAI Mask. So instead of killing him or doing anything else, he's gonna rescue him here. Just while AMAI Mask is holding onto his bald head, he squatted and he launched, and he flies out up into the air. And we get all that crazy detail from Murata, the onlookers, the explosion, the Ferris wheel in the background, the speed lines and the perspective. Just so much work, I think, goes into this imagery. Even this one, Murata doing his classic zoom out. So he does this really often, and it adds so much to the paneling. By showing in action and then continuously zooming out to show its impact, it adds so much more power to the characters. And the panels flow really well here, as we just got that kind of eagle-eye view. Now we get a street view of Genos looking up and seeing Saitama dragging AMAI Mask through the air. Lots of these super detailed landscape shots. I'm curious if Murata does all of the landscapes himself, or if he has a lot of assistants. I would assume he has assistants at least do the shading and the detail for all these buildings. I don't think a mangaka should ever be drawing buildings like that, but it's Murata, maybe he does. And as the story goes on the news right now, everybody's talking about how AMAI mask is a monster. They're trying to confirm its authenticity, but this looks really bad for the Hero Association. The fact that one of their highest rated heroes, who's like renowned and famous, is actually a monster. And this is the perfect opportunity for the Neo heroes to step in and show why they are the superior organization. So on the news, it's saying that Caped Baldy, who was taken from the scene, has returned safely, although he doesn't know where Sweet Mask is. And now we go over to the Hero Association, where they're saying, this is a grave situation, our sponsors are leaving, like the damage to the Hero Association is incredible, a pillar of the association was a monster this whole time. And it's interesting because like these guys are more concerned about their money and their image than anything else. That protecting people, they don't really care. It sounds a lot like our own government. I mean, I'm wondering if honestly authors put these kind of tidbits in their stories, and I think it is, honestly. Like I've been giving a lot of considerable thought to this idea that the majority of fiction is actually based on real life. It's based on the truth. It's just like things that we're not allowed to say in public or are not widely accepted, so authors will actually incorporate the things they would like to say but aren't allowed to into their stories. And as I started thinking about this theory, I've just been seeing it like everywhere. Anyway, we go back to the news broadcast where they're asking the other heroes what they think about AMAI mask. You know, why didn't they detect he was a monster? Even Watchdog Man couldn't detect that he was a monster by his smell. Zombie Man is still doing his investigation. Tank Top Man thinks he was filled with tank topism. And it's just like a lot of conjecture. This is pretty much shaken up the hero world. So as they're having these debates and broadcasts, they're like, let's bring in the Neo heroes for their idea on this. So we get reintroduced to A, who looks a little different than last time we saw him, says that honesty and trustworthiness is their motto. Neo heroes emphasize the utilization of technology and enforce those values. And of course, they have more control over their members, way more control than the Hero Association. And essentially, he thinks that the Hero Association is a failure and the Neo heroes are here to stay. Now we go over to Metal Bat, who is a Neo hero as well. He and Darkshine and Suryu have all went over to the Neo heroes. And the journalist asks him, what do you think about Sweet Mask? And he says, look, I don't know if you're really a monster, but if you're not doing anything crooked as a hero, there's no need to run and hide. And he's right. It's like, if you're just look like a monster, don't sulk around. Come out with your head held up high. We might even turn a blind eye to it. Last thing is, Metal Bat's just excited he got an autograph from AMAI mask for his sister. But the main thing here is that the Hero Association is crumbling, and I don't think AMAI mask has ever returned even in the webcomic. Like, I think this is like the last time we see him. Maybe not forever, but I don't think he's returned in the story after this arc. So this is pretty much the end for him, for now anyway. The next like whole bunch of chapters are a lot more Neo hero stuff. There will be a lot of talking. However, we are going to get to see more of Blast's son, Blue, the #1 Neo hero. And I'm hoping that in the manga, we're going to learn a lot more about Blast and God through his son Blue, because Murata and One, they do like to do this. Like, they've been incorporating a lot of elements about God that don't exist in the webcomic. I think they're using like any excuse that they can to flush out more of the story. So I'm really excited for that if they are going to drop it, but that probably won't be coming for a couple months because there's just a lot of Neo hero talking stuff that has to happen. Big episode 5 on Sunday. Really excited for that one because I think it's going to have great animation. At least some of the scenes look like they are going to be. So lots of more One Punch Man content. As always, make sure you guys subscribe with notifications enabled. I'm Mastar, and enjoy your night.